What's up, guys? It's Team Hard Life Captain Alberto Zertuche, and I'm here going to continue building on our Spooling library. The reason I'm doing that is because we get questions all the time of what kind of line do on this kind of reel and so forth, and there's so many reels out there, it's almost impossible for us to purchase them all. So what I've been offering my YouTubers is the ability to bring their reels in for a little bit of both. One is I'm willing to check through their line and offer them 3 free knots or splices if it needs to be, and go through their line, down spool it, re-spool it, and stuff like that. But in the process of me down spooling it, I'm going to spool it up with the Cortland braids, and all I'm going to do is spool it up, get me a line count of what it would be to cast out with that line, and or if I'm going to over spool it for the guys fishing off the boats. So again, guys, with this, like I said, I'm not going to be cutting the braid until the very end when it's going to start going on my reels so I can go start fishing it. I'm going to use it up as much as I can in the shop. So I'm going to spool a reel and then down spool it and then put their line back on there, checking through, and have a good one, bro. Bye-bye. Checking them to make sure that if any splices or knots need to be fixed, we're going to go ahead and do that for them. A lot of times we charge people to down spool their reel and to re-spool it and to check through it because, it does take time out of our day to actually do that. So can't be doing it for free, guys. So that's where we're, thanking you, showing a form of thank you by bringing us in reels we don't already have in the inventory. Obviously, a lot of the Avets I already have. SX, MXL, LX, HXW, 30, 50, 80, and the 130. But I don't have any of the J models or the HX models. So if you have any of those, let us know. We'll be willing to down spool them and go through the library. So you'll have to leave them here for at least a week, and so that way we can do our videos. You know what I mean? And sometimes we're just so booked up and slammed I can't get it to it that day. So we're asking for about a week, so that way we can do this. One of the first reels I'm going to go ahead and do today, though, is this tld25. It's been sitting here for a while. I actually asked this customer to bring it in because I had it totally slipped my mind with everything we had going on, that I had spooled this on with some Jerry Brown hollow core years ago, probably 5 to 6 years ago. And he's like, man, it's still on there. And I was like, well, wow, I wonder what it's done. It was back when I was starting to put the hollow core braid straight to the spool and stuff like that. So has it slipped? Has it lost color? Has it done, gotten mildew? He says he's never reached it yet, even with all the fish he's been catching on it. And so that's going to be a pretty cool test, for me. So let's do this. I'm going to down spool it, checking out the braid along the way. And then next, I'm going to go to the Cortland and up spool, down spool, up spool, and down spool with the 2 different sizes that we have available, which is the 80-pound test and the 100-pound test. Let's check this out.
Gotta bite. I got a lot of stress on my mind. It's a nice day to go. Yeah, I got a line. I'ma call the whole team.
Alright, guys, so make sure I'm all focused in. Yeah, we'll do it right now. Okay. So one of the first things I gotta do is I gotta down spool it. Let me make sure I'm still in video. Yeah, got it. There we go. So there's the worm knot that I put in, and yep, I did a hollow core splice on it right there. You can see there's no knot. So basically I made a bimini. There's the 2 strands right there. All of that still looks perfect. Braid looks like it hasn't even slipped at all on the spool. Trying to get it all. Go down further. Braid's still nice and shiny. I don't see any slippage, so I'll take it down some more. nice and shiny. Very nice and shiny, which is good. And yeah. Alright guys, so I'm almost to the center and it looks exactly, I don't know if y'all can see that, so let me do this. There you go, look. Still looks just like if I had just finished spooling it up. And it's been on there for about 4 to 5 years. Braid is brand new looking. So that's another reason why we love the hollow core braids. So, yeah. This is the first time he's ever seen the center of his spool since we got it spooled up. Yeah, well, he did have the improved knot when I started actually splicing back in on himself. Look at him, and it's still solid on there. Awesome, awesome. What I can do now, take it over the spool like this. So now I got it undone. Comes right off the spool, just like that. And look at that, all nice and clean, no corrosion buildup, nothing. And the spool's still spinning. Very nice. Now, it's time to switch it out. Alright guys, so on this video we're going to be spooling up a Shimano tld25 with the Cortland C16 braid. It's a hollow core. Yes, very nice, very nice. So, I've been waiting for about 2 weeks to do this, and I hadn't been able to do it, but I'm getting it done finally. Wanted to do it with the Abbotts, but this gentleman was gracious enough to lend us a real little longer, so we're gonna go ahead and get it done for him. So, come on. Awesome, fits nice and snug on there. Oh yeah. Uh-oh. That ain't too bad. You can still see my nails sink into it a little bit. So, so I wonder how that's gonna do. Look, see that? So, let's see. Zero out my line counter, tighten up my spool. Well, I don't need it tight right now. I need to get it on the reel. And again, since I'm not leaving the braid on here, I'm not gonna be doing my big old wrap on it. I'm just gonna get it on there to where it's on it. Snug enough to get the line count, because all I'm doing is doing the casting line count, and then I'm going to do the fully spooled out line count.
I'll just use the 500.
Huh? We don't. Felt a little bump. Must have been a twist in the line because I don't feel it again. Alright guys, so the bottom of the bevel where the spool comes in, they normally angle in right there. Well, from the arbor to that top part right there where it starts to go straight up the spool, it's normally where I like to stop and give you a heads up of what it's doing. right here with this 80-pound test, we're at 87 yards and it has filled that up. Now, I haven't felt any twist in the line. I thought I felt one, but I went back, didn't feel anything. But it feels good. It feels nice and soft and stuff like that. So, yep, so far so good. And it's going on there nice and clean. Going. Like I feel things with. I just passed up 214 yards right now, and it is going on smooth. I'm liking this braid. I'm liking it. Let's see what it looks like at the end. I felt something there. Oh, still there. I can see it. Okay. There it is. Right there. What is that? Looks like some extra strands got put in there while it was being wrapped up. But I don't know. You know what? Since I'm dealing directly with them, instead of me cleaning this up and fixing it, you know, what I'm going to go ahead and do is cut it out, and I'm going to ship it directly back to them to see if they can figure out why it's doing this, and then we can get an answer. Yep, so that's one of them right there. Let's see what we can get as we continue down the spool. Yep, well, this will give me my first experience in splicing their braid too. So, this will be a good one. Ooh, opens up nicely. Yes. Yes, sir. That looks good. Where's the end? Which one do we go? Oh, got that. All right. So, get that in there. Right there. Go ahead and open this side up so I can close out my hollow core splice. And look at that, guys. I'm pretty much slipping it right on. Real easy. This is where the magic happens here at Hard Life in the splicing. Alright. Make sure both sides are nice and flush. There we go. And there's your splice. See, you can see it where it ends here because it's nice and stiff and then it gets limp. That's where one of the end of the lines is. And let's find the other. Look, there it is right there. You can see the other one too. Let's see, hold on. Yep. So that's where the end of the lines are. And there's your knot right there. So very clean, done. Let's go and continue. And I'm gonna hold on to this. I need to put it in there for safekeeping so it don't blow away. And put it over there. Continue on. What's that? Got another one right there. See, I don't know if y'all can see it. It's right there, that little nipple right there. Yeah, see that? It's really hard to see, but maybe I can put it on a black background. Maybe that'll make it easier. No, it's too shiny. There we go. Maybe I can see it that way. But again, what I'm going to go ahead and do is, you see that right there? I'm just pulling that out. That's actually part of the weave right there. But why is it bulked out of there? There's another piece right here. See that? So again, I'm going to cut them out, send them back to the manufacturer so we can check this out, because they really want our input. They want to ensure that the braid they're putting out is top of the line all the way across, and they don't want any of this in there. So the only way for them to know is for me to send it back to them. So stay tuned, guys. I'm gonna, normally, you know me, I like to fix them, but right now they're looking for the bigger picture, and the bigger picture is fixing all this. I almost hit the button to start spooling. I'm ready to go. I want to go. But I'm glad we're finding those defects too, because one of the biggest things with the braid that we're seeing nowadays is those pinch points. And since we've gone down a little further and then we're gonna do another splice, I wanted to see if I'm gonna run into any of those pinch points. Obviously, I don't want to go down the whole length of the spool seeing if there's any, but you know, this sporadic checking like this, when we find these little buildups of the remnants on the line and stuff like that, I want to, that's the other test, you know, am I going to find any of those pinch points? So this is, you know, actually a double up for us and for them too, to ensure that their company is not doing those pinch points, so that way when somebody does a hollow core splice or wants to put in mono, they don't have to worry about that as being one of the issues they have to fix. So, all right, here we go. Number 2 done. Let's keep going. Oh, I'm at 375, so I'll stop at 400 yards. Okay. So we're at 400 yards of line on this tld25 of the 80-pound test. I found 2 little areas that could use some fixing, and yeah, let's see what else we can find. 500 yards of 80-pound on the Shimano tld25. Looking good. Looking good. 600 yards. All right, there's 700 yards of line on this spool. And this would probably be right at the depth that I would set up for casting only. The reason being because as you cast out, the line moves away from the spool a little bit, and you want to give yourself a little bit of cushion there, so that way you don't backlash. So 700 yards for casting on a Shimano tld25 with the 80-pound Cortland. Let's go ahead and get it on some more. That one I can see. Right there's one. And I think there's another one right there too. Okay, so I'm gonna have to go down a little bit. It's hitting this top end of this spool right here because of those brackets. Look, that's a clump up right there. You can see that one big time. Right there, there's one. That's the one I was looking for. Yeah, so where is it? Yep, there's one. Now there was another one. I felt it there. There's two. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave that whole section there, cut it out, and just replace that, 1.5 or 2 foot. Alright, so now let me do that. Take this out. So now that I've seen that, I'm going to go ahead and say that to fill this up for max would be right in the 800 yard mark, just because the amount of line I got to pull off. But I'll know exactly as soon as it loosens up, and I do the line counter backwards over there. So I'm at 860. Like I said, that's what it says, but I'm gonna have to subtract the amount of line I had on there, because no matter which way or forward or backwards that I turn that dial, it adds on to it. So let's see what I can get. Alright, so I just took off 25 more yards, so we're doing 840 yards of 80 pound on the Shimano TLD for max line capacity of the 16 strand carrier of the hollow core 80 pound test line of Cortland Braid. Very nice. Now, get it down, spool it, and do the 100 pound next. So stay tuned, guys. I'm going to love that video because it's my color of line. I love it. Love it. I just got to get an Avid reel to that color. Y'all listening, guys, at Avid? I want green. Green. Alright, quick little rundown too. I didn't find any twists in the braid. It's very soft and supple, which I like, and it looks like it got great line capacity, especially for a reel of this size. So, I don't know. It's going to be, it's going to be a close one. Be a real close one.